So I hate to be that guy again, but I really hope you didn't actually end up buying any of these specific iPhones as of right now. And I will say it's not because these iPhones are horrible. I think these iPhones, well, maybe the 6S is a little bit different, but I think these iPhones kind of are important. I think the iPhone 6S, which we'll start off with, is probably one of the most important iPhones Apple's ever made. Now, this one has a massive dent inside of it, which is very, very funny. And it's actually a pretty big dent if I'm looking at it right. But the 6S, in my opinion, a very big upgrade coming from the iPhone 6. You had a better build quality, well, better, premium build quality, which is very interesting because mine is the only one that's bent. The screen on the front, really nothing changed here. It was pretty much the same exact thing for the most part, but the big things that changed were the internals. Now, right now, this iPhone is kind of an interesting deal for the most part, mostly because of the software longevity. This iPhone is no longer going to be getting software support. It's still going to be getting iOS 15, which is fine, but also the iPhone 7 also got discontinued with software, which I'm not super happy about. But with the 6S, this iPhone is no longer going to be supported, so it doesn't really make any sense to buy this iPhone. If you're currently using this iPhone and you're okay with it, then I would recommend keeping it. I feel like the Touch ID sensor, I really, really miss this thing a lot. Some people prefer the headphone jack, which is still here. So some people may actually end up keeping this thing for maybe a little bit longer, but if you're actively trying to buy an iPhone, I would not recommend buying this iPhone. I feel like sticking with something like an iPhone 10 or above is the better way to go. But this does kind of lead us to another iPhone, which is the iPhone SE 3rd generation. I cannot stop talking about this iPhone. I kind of forgot it existed for quite a bit of time too. And this is the one that I kind of want to, put a little bit more emphasis on. This is an iPhone that is still being sold by Apple brand new. So you can walk inside of the Apple store and buy this iPhone. Now, why is this iPhone so weird? Well, essentially, this iPhone in so many different ways is a very, very bad deal. 4.7-inch panel. I mean, when you look at the iPhone 6S from 2015, look at this one. I know you can't really tell because the screen's off, but they are almost identically the same exact thing. On top of that, the whole entire phone, is so outdated, I would say. The glass back is the only thing that's even somewhat, commonplace nowadays. For the most part, this device sits in a very, very weird spot, and I would not recommend buying this iPhone either. I like the glass back, like I mentioned, I like that single camera setup, but the problem we have now is that because the sales of this, specific iPhone are going super well according to some sources, it looks like the successor, in my opinion, to this iPhone is probably going to be right around the corner. They don't want to be stuck on an iPhone that's not really going to be selling too well, but also I feel like personally, a lot of these next generation of iPhones, the 14s, 14 Pros, these iPhones are probably going to affect a lot of the older iPhones prices in the used market. And if Apple ends up increasing the prices of those, if they end up increasing the prices of those, I don't know if they're going to go super low in value, but if they maintain somewhat around the same price tags, I think the older iPhones like the iPhone 11 Pros, the iPhone 12 Pros, for example, these could end up being better values than something like an iPhone SE 3 for $429. So I would love to hear your thoughts about this. And personally, I hope you didn't buy these two iPhones. There's also some other iPhones I wouldn't recommend buying, two iPhones older than the iPhone 6S, but that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.